Howdy! How y'all doing?
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're going on an 11-day special mission on AMTRAK Vacation.
So if you want to know more about DC, Boston, Chicago, New Orleans, and beyond,
come join us!
This is George, and yes, today we're going to do something special, something different. Reporting for me will be Nikki and Daniel, who went on an AMTRAK cross-country family rail trip. That sounds like fun. Today, they're going to talk about the 5 best points about this travel. In a follow-up video, they're going to do the 5 worst. Now, they're going to take a few minutes out of their time and talk about these issues. So let's see what they have to say. Take it, Nikki and Daniel.
So Daniel and I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about our experience and the top 5 best and the top 5 worst things that we had or that we experienced while traveling around the eastern United States by train. All right, where are we going?
We're going to DC.
Going to DC. Our vacation starts here. We just started moving. And, we're on coach class.
Yeah. It's pretty nice for
The first thing that we really liked about taking on the train was the convenience of everything.
Yeah, you can go to smaller towns that is not easy to get to by airplane. So if you just want to, go on a road trip and visit places, new places, I think this is the way to go.
Yeah, and it drops you off downtown in the major cities such as Boston and Chicago, and even in New Orleans we only had maybe a mile walk to our hotel, and from there we were able to take the buses and get around that way. We didn't have to worry about getting to the city like you would from an airport, which is usually like a 30-minute drive from the city.
Yeah, you can just get out of the station and literally walk to your hotel or go walk to places. So it's a good way to go to the heart of the city.
Yeah. It's also convenient to bring stuff with you. You can get quite a bit of luggage on with you, and
yeah, you can bring in your own food, right? There are literally almost no restrictions, so you can just get something from the grocery store or from any restaurant and just bring it with you.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
The amount of bags that you can bring in, there's almost no limit. Almost.
Exactly. So that kind of leads us to another point. Number 2 is the luggage and the chairs in the trains.
Yeah, so it's comfortable.
So we found the trains very comfortable. I found the seats a lot more comfortable than an airplane for sure.
Or a bus.
Or a bus, and it's even more comfortable than driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the main points that I loved is that it had a leg rest, so kind of like a recliner in your house. You could kick back your legs and it would lift it up, and it made it feel like you weren't sitting all day. You were just kind of relaxing, and the chairs tilted back 45 degrees, so you weren't quite laying down, but you were very comfortable, like in a recliner chair.
Yeah, it also has plugs, so you can connect personal devices, computer, and also in some routes they have Wi-Fi, so you can watch movies or you can work. So it's really comfortable for short trips.
Yeah.
I think we need to be very specific that for short trips it's really comfortable.
And by short trips, I would be able to stay 8 hours, no problem, in one of those chairs. I think our longest was 4 hours, and the time flew by so quickly. We didn't even feel like we were on the train that long.
Yeah, because that was also during daytime, so you're awake and you can play games, read books, play video games, watch movies. Yeah, time goes by real quick when it's daytime. Also, connecting to that, another point is about being a worry-free way to travel. Yeah, you don't drive, right? You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about traffic.
Yeah. So I think our third point is worry-free journey. Like he said, you are traveling with your family, and that means with them, instead of like you driving while everyone's chatting around you and you're trying to focus on the road. it's not like that. You can sit around a table and play games, or you can just lean back and relax and read. You're not worried about traffic. You're not worried about where your next turn is. It's just you're able to relax and just do whatever you want to do, whether that's working or enjoying time with your family or sleeping. You can just do it without any worry. So they just dimmed the lights, which means it's time for bed. I'm all set up. I've got my chair leaned back. I've got my foot rest down, my leg rest up. Got my blanket. Wearing my new Harvard sweatshirt because it's a little chilly. Got an eye mask and earplugs, and also this handy dandy thing that can be found on Amazon. It's a pillow that is a lot more comfortable than the regular neck pillows, but regular neck pillows were just fine. And I also have a mini pillow that I'll lean my head against the window. And yeah, this is we'll see how this setup works for the night. Like I said, I guess it's time for lights out.
Yeah, you don't also even worry about getting there 1 or 2 hours prior to your departure. Like you can just literally be there 30 minutes before your departure, and you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about that. You don't stress.
Like in an airplane, you have to wait in line. You have to go through security. You don't have to worry about that in this case. It feels like pre 9/11 travel. You could just can show up and walk up to your gate and get on, and your family can walk up with you even if they're not traveling.
And then another
point 4.
It's you can move around. You can move around the train. They have different cars, and then they have a cafe. They have observation cars or observation decks.
Yeah, one of the reasons why the time flew so quickly is that you're able to get up and move locations when you want. You can walk to the caboose and see the train tracks go by. The overnight train had a beautiful cafe and observation car. You just sit there, and there was glass windows all around you, and the tables were set up more in kind of a lounge way. But you can also get up and walk to the bathroom, or
stretch your legs.
Stretch your legs and do some exercises. Daniel, show us the unique way to open the door without.
Say I have a lot of food or things that I'm carrying, and I cannot open the door with my hands. What can I do? Oh no! Oh, looky here.
Super handy. Or not handy. Take 2, we were talking about the observation cafe.
And the menu of the cafe. So the food is actually better than I thought. The variety is wider, and the pricing is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you could get some milk, just like a kid's milk, but it was only $1.
Authentic Mexican tamale.
They were telling me it's a new menu that's only been around for about a week.
Charge the tea. I'm just going to charge you for the Gardettos.
$5 for tamale.
It'll be $4.50 for you.
Prices aren't that bad.
Ask you a couple questions here first. Top buttons here.
Get milk. Coffee was $3-4.
Yeah, and it's not terrible. It's not like other like airplane or any like this is. I think they serve that famous coffee brand that was born in Seattle.
And you could buy a hamburger for $8. So the pricing was very reasonable for the cafe.
It wasn't as expensive as we thought.
No, we thought they were going to capture you with some expensive. And it also tasted very good. I got the cheese melts. It was heated up. It was hot, nice warm food. And so the food was good.
The pricing was good.
Pricing was good. They let you, of course, eat your own food. You could bring your own food to the cafe and eat it if you just wanted to get a break and move. Locate. And then our last point number 5, is that it's cost efficient.
It's definitely cheaper to get a train ticket than airplane, or renting a car, if you do it in advance and you're not traveling that long, then it's definitely cheaper.
Yeah, you also don't have to worry about parking when you get downtown. We were looking to drive to DC and take the train from there, but parking itself was $20 a day when we could buy a train ticket for about the same cost to get us there, and then we didn't have to pay per day. It was just the cost of the ticket. So that was...
But also always keep in mind, and we highly recommend to spend a few extra dollars and get the traveler insurance, just in case any inconveniences or any unexpected things.
We had some unexpected things come up that we were tied because we didn't have travel insurance. And I don't know if the travel insurance through Amtrak is the best cost. It was almost the same price as a ticket for our vacation. But if you can find another third-party, cheaper alternative to travel insurance, that would be recommended.
Yeah. And for those that are also
eco-conscious.
Yeah, it's an eco-friendly way to travel. Again, for the same reasons you're not traveling by car, so no gas emissions and CO2 emissions. So it's also a way to.
You're taking public transport, so you're keeping the car off the road, a plane out of the air by finding alternatives.
Yeah.
So overall, we had some really good experiences on the train.
Yeah.
So not to take those away, but we're gonna go now into our top 5 least favorite things about traveling by train.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nikki and Daniel, for sharing those 5 best points of Amtrak's Rails Vacations. I can't wait for your discussion on the 5 worst points of this vacation. So until then, let's finish it up, Nikki and Daniel.
Wow, what a crazy vacation that was.
If you liked what you saw, remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below.
On behalf of the Fearless Rambler,
Thankful that we're not going on another Amtrak vacation.
signing off.